I've loved talking with the faculty here at this beautiful university. There's almost something idealistic and optimistic about the faculty here. They tend to see a vision of future possibilities. And I think somehow it's related to being up in the mountains. I guess the way I see the future is to be far more dialogic than we have been. Not to treat ourselves as sort of having expert knowledge, which is the real knowledge, or not, but say, hey, we have standpoints. We have ways of looking at things, but let's put them into relationship with the people that we study or we treat. Not treat them as the objects which we know about, but treat them as companions or collaborators in creating ways of understanding that may be useful. It's this process of relationship out of which something becomes real, something becomes interesting, something becomes valuable. The fact that I seem to be an isolated individual is kind of an optical illusion, because I am parts of relationships that extend to my birth. It also means collaborating across disciplines. So if you happen to be a therapist, not sort of treating the therapist knowledge as the only one, but working with social workers, nurses, the family, ministers, whoever may be part of the dialogues out of which something we're calling the problem is created. So it's a far more dialogic orientation to the way we work. Well, think about organizational decision-making, which has usually been kind of a top-down, let's gather all the information we can and have the best logic we can, the best principles, and a small group of us who are usually at the top will make the decision about the rest of the organization. Now, when you realize from a constructionist standpoint that that's only one orientation that they have a perspective, assumptions, and so on that go into that logic, where the organization may have 15, 20 logics that are never considered. How could you generate practices which would allow for some interplay among those orientations so that when you make a decision, it has a lot of things taken into account and that people in your organization are listened to in the co-creation of that new decision. So now there are practices in motion, and one could generate others of collaborative decision-making instead of, let's say, top-down decision-making. Let us look at the possibilities then that we come to each other with. We come bearing multitudes. Worlds of possibility. I like sometimes to look at these relationships like wings. When we meet each other, somehow we have this possibility for great flight.